And we are live. You are here with Morgan and Holder with Third Down with Morgan and Holder. I'd like to give a shout out to First Take, Undisputed, PTI, and Get Up. If it wasn't for these guys, I wouldn't want to do a talk show, let alone talk sports.
Are you serious?
I am serious, Holder. Dead serious. Serious as a heart attack.
I'm sending my shots out to the guys at the pivot. Speak for yourself and get up. Those are my dudes.
You're dudes. You know what, Holder? I'm going to be nice tonight because it's late and you're old, and I'm sorry that you're out of bed and you probably want to go to sleep. I'm sorry. I get that. You're like 100 years old. So, with the show tonight, we're going to talk about a couple things. Sterling Shepard tore his ACL, done for the year for the Giants.
Who was that?
Sterling Shepard. You know,
the Giant.
Yeah, the Giant. The Giants. Big key loss. Or is it somebody that can bounce back and not somebody the Giants have to worry about so much?
Well, Mr. Stats, you tell me. Sterling Shepard was dropping a lot of passes in the past few years.
Yeah, he was. I'll give you that. But I think he was a big target for the last two wins that the Giants had. With him going out, I think that kind of it didn't make no difference between them and the Cowboys when they played this past Monday. I feel like that he wasn't a big loss. I don't think he was a big key player in that matchup. Now, if you would have said Shaquan Barkley going out, I would have said, hey, they're done. But with him going out, I think they're a big possibility of going to the playoffs still. Maybe some hope left still. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm wrong about the Chargers. So,
we won't go there, but okay.
Speaking of the Chargers, Joey Bosa is getting surgery, possibly done for the year. He tore his groin against his groin. They messed that up. Messed it up. I'm trying. Yeah, he messed it up. Messed it up, Holder. I'm trying to figure out. He's never healthy. And here I am talking a whole bunch of 5 stars about the Chargers going to Super Bowl, and this guy gets messed up. Gets messed up. Like, how can this happen? Bosa, I needed you, buddy. I needed you. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know how to. I can't stress it any more than I already had. Every year, has he played a full season? No.
He hasn't played a full season for like maybe a year or two. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was like his rookie year was like I think his best time because like he actually played a full year then. But Joey, buddy, oh man, you break my heart. Give me all those compliments about the Chargers because good defense, good offense. Now you go down. That's a big loss.
Joey sideline. That should be his new nickname.
His brother is no better, but that's another story. Another story in that one.
Can't talk. I gotta send a shout out to him. You know, he is a good player, but
when he's healthy, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a JJ Watt because you know JJ Watt is always hurt now, and I get it. JJ's
JJ's old.
I get he's old, but he hasn't played a full season since maybe 3 years into the league, maybe. And he was
is a what? How many times defensive player of the year?
You're right. I give you that. I give you that. Hands down, give that to you. But again, different story.
JJ has established himself. He is embedded in the Hall of Fame. He's an HOF big time.
You think even without a Super Bowl ring, you think he's Hall of Fame worthy?
He's Hall of Fame worthy.
I agree.
When you win DPOY for multiple years, you're in.
I agree. I mean, they let cokehead Lawrence Taylor in. Off subject.
Look at Strahan.
Strahan's good. So Holder, I gotta talk to you about this, man, because like this is mind blowing. The Pro Bowl. What is the NFL doing about the Pro Bowl? Like why? Why are they changing Pro Bowl up? Now they're going to a non-contact skills competitions, and they're doing a flag football game. Like when I watch the Pro Bowl, I want to see some tackling. I want to see some hitting. Like these are the best guys in the league. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm about to give up on football.
Here's my theory. As the years progress, the Pro Bowl ratings have dropped, and they're going to continue to drop because of these types of bonehead moves and ideas. First, remember that first year when Deion and Jerry Rice the Jerry Rice were the coaches, and they had these flamboyant colors,
Yep.
but it was still basically tag football.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So the ratings are going to go down,
And
before you know it, there won't be a.
And I get it. I get injuries happen. I get it. They want to save their best starters, right? But if you're in the playoffs, or if you go to the Super Bowl, you're not really in a Pro Bowl game because you go to the Super Bowl. And I think that's kind of weird to me because I felt like when I was younger, it was the people in the Super Bowl was still doing the Pro Bowl.
They were.
I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. I'm not hating. I'm not knocking the NFL players for doing what they want to do. I'm not knocking those. But when it comes to like fans like us, like we want to see some real down right hitting. Like I haven't seen a real good hitting game in a Pro Bowl for years.
Morgan, I don't think it's the players. I don't know if they vote on that, but it's the league. I think the league. You know, guys get hurt.
They do.
And guys get hurt in OTAs. You don't think one of those guys will pull an ACL or some tear an ACL running a route?
No, you're right. You're right because I remember, a couple years ago, Teddy Bridgewater, Vikings quarterback, no contact whatsoever, dropped back for a pass and towards ACL. I understand that. I get it. Understand it completely. I just think it's. I think I'm just fed up with it because I want to see some real football. I mean, we get to the playoffs, we get to the Super Bowl, but when it comes to the Pro Bowl, it's like, what the hell's going on? Like this.
To be fair and honest, back when there was full contact in the Pro Bowl, it was a fun game to watch, but you could see that a lot of them weren't really trying. Like, oh my God, the defense plays, but the offensive players. They'll run, catch a pass, maybe slide or something like that. But the defensive players, if they had a shot, they would take it.
Oh, definitely. What Sean Taylor he was a maniac. And I believe that was maybe 06, 05. I think it was the year before he died. That.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he took that guy out with that hit. Oh.
Yeah, dude went light and he planted it.
He was a player to watch. Of these young players, young people, if they've never seen Sean Taylor play, get on YouTube, type in Sean Taylor highlights, watch the guy. He was great. Died way too soon.
He was a menace.
Man.
If he would have played longer, he definitely would have been in the HOF.
Oh, definitely. And I don't think he would play for the Redskins. Well, okay, I'm sorry, not the Redskins now. The Commodores. I don't think he would play for them. He'd have been somewhere else. Get in the ring.
Oh, I think he would have been retired by now.
You think so? He might. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, he would have been retired.
We don't know. So again, there's some upsets I want to talk about. Holder, what is your favorite upset of the week? I got mine. What's yours?
My favorite upset?
Yes.
I don't think I have a favorite, but if I was going to choose one, it would be the Jags beating the Chargers.
That's your favorite one? Okay. Maybe that's my second one. We'll talk about the Jags and Chargers right now since you talked about it. The Jags won 38-10. I know what you're going to tell me. Sean, what was you thinking? You said Chargers going to Super Bowl. I did say that. I'm not giving up hope. They're going to make it to the playoffs. They had some injuries happen. Like I said, we talked about Joey Bosa earlier on the show. He was hurt. So some guard, a guard got hurt. But
Morgan.
The Jags.
What was I telling you when we talked about it? It's Super Bowl thing.
And I'm not giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope. They still got a talented defense.
What the injury is going to be.
And
injury report. It can mess up again.
It can. But look, at this note, Bosa's the only one out on the defensive end right now. That's good, right? So I'm not giving up hope. They're going to the playoffs. Maybe the wild card. I don't know. But the Jags, on the hand, Jags looks pretty stout. They and I remember a couple of years ago with Jalen Ramsey and Myles Jack. That defense was really good. This defense almost reminds me of that same defense the Jags had a couple of years ago.
Almost, but not. The Jags back then had a better secondary.
They did.
But this front seven is pretty good.
And they're mostly young. Like they're not. I mean, they got some vets. Don't get me wrong. They got some veterans, but like they're kind of young players. They're not like 30 some and 40 some. Like they're fairly young.
They had a good draft.
Oh, definitely. And I think if Urban Meyer was not the coach last year, if this coach that took over now, if he was a coach, I think the Jags would have made the playoffs last year.
I don't think so.
You
don't think they have the talent they have now. But Urban Meyer was a cancer, and yeah, they had to get him out of there.
I mean, they might not have the talent you think of, but look what they did when Urban Meyer was gone. They went on a 2 or 3 game winning streak, lost some games, won some games. I mean, I'm just saying. I think the Jags look scary for next year. If everybody stays healthy and stays together, they look scary next year.
If they have a good draft class, yeah, they could be a team to watch.
Oh, definitely. But my biggest upset is is the horses. Those Colts. They shocked everybody. They beat Kansas City 17-20. I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't.
2017.
Same thing, same score. I said it backwards. I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think Kansas City was going to lose against the Colts. I could have sworn Patrick Mahomes was going to go off the wall and have over 400 yards. No. He had over 290. That was it.
Well, here's the problem with the Colts. You don't know what they're going to do in division play. You don't know what's going to happen. Because they seem to be weak in the division. But outside of the division, they play pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right on that part. I can't knock you for that. I give that to you. But what do you think?
I mean, think about
it. Do you honestly believe that they're going to win that division this year? Because I don't think so. I don't think Tennessee's.
The Colts beat the Texans. We know they can't beat the Jags.
They couldn't beat the Texans because remember week 1 they tied. They couldn't beat the Texans. They tied with the Texans, so they can't beat the Texans.
So in division play, they're weak.
Oh, definitely. And I think this right here is anybody's game in that division. I mean, you got the Jags who is undefeated still, and you got the Texans, you got the Colts. I mean, so yeah, you got the Tennessee Titans who actually won this week. So yeah, it's anybody's division as of right now. But I guess maybe week 8 we'll find out more. I mean, I'm just shocked that Matt Ryan won a game against a tough team.
Well, another shocker was that Miami Bills game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a huge shocker. I mean, because, on paper, Buffalo Bills, and I like stats, Buffalo Bills is the best team on paper than Miami Dolphins. I don't know if you think I'm crazy, but on paper, the Bills is the best.
Well, on paper, yeah, because how many years have they had the Bills go into the Super Bowl?
Oh, every year that Josh Allen's been starting, every year they got him to the Super Bowl. Every year.
Where was the breakdown in this game?
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go out here and I'm gonna have to blame Josh Allen for the last play. You know how much time is left on the clock. You're supposed to rush everybody to that line. When you get to that line, you need that ball snapped, right? Well, instead that happened, the center had the ball, and he kind of didn't spike it or too well or give it to Josh Allen too well. Allen, you're a captain of that team on offense. Man, you got to tell everybody on the ball. And if you need to go out of bounds, you got to let them know in the huddle, outside when you go outside, get out of bounds. That's what you got to do. You got to speak up. You got to be more vocal.
Oh my God! I think Josh Allen has been the captain of the team for a while, and I'm sure he knows that. I don't know whether I think it was just somebody else that.
It could be, but I can't blame all on Josh Allen because if that defense would have stepped up, Josh Allen wouldn't be in that position either.
Well, yeah, I watched part of that game. I watched part of it, and I was impressed the way the Bills started out. They started out, of course, scoring in their first drive. What was it, like the last 8 games?
Oh, definitely, and I think it's what
scored on the first drive.
And I think it's what the breakdown is of Buffalo. I feel like if they get down or behind, I feel like they're like, oh, it's done, we're lost. Like, no, you can't think like that, especially if you're down by a couple points. Like, hey, this is anybody's game still. Like, shit, we got to go. You know, I mean,
did you just say the beep word?
I did.
Did you just...
It just came out, man.
Oh my goodness! Oh my God, my children are listening. Hey,
my bad, guys. My bad. It just came out. Got ahead of myself.
What would you do to credit Miami for the win,
though? Oh man, the only two people I like on Miami is the wide receivers, is Hill. And I can't. Tua got hurt there at the last. I mean, granted, I would definitely say Tua and Hill. Those two are the apples of that team. Like, if you take out one, that team is going to fall. And you got to take them out quick. You can't do it at the end. You got to do it quick. Take them out quick. Boom, boom, boom. Right. So if you put pressure on Tua, he ain't get the ball to Hill. If you can double team Hill, he ain't getting the ball. So if you take one of them out of the equation, Miami would lose. And I noticed that. I noticed, since Hill's been on Miami, Tua's been really good. I can bet that.
So you're not gonna credit Miami's defense for holding the Bills to 19 points?
No. Let me tell you why. The only reason why I'm not gonna say that is because there was a couple plays that Miami could have led the game more than what they did. Right? They didn't do it. I get it. The Bills defense. What you're gonna say? Who was the Bills defense? Yes, but no. If Miami's defense would have held them under 19, I've been cool with that. And why I say that is because Josh Allen had a hell of a game still. Like, yes, they lost, but for me to credit that Miami defense, Josh Allen would have had to throw 2 picks or a pick 6 at least, but he didn't do that. I'm not gonna credit no defense for not doing that. I'm gonna credit the offense. The offense made plays.
You're saying the Bills played horribly
on defense
to only score 19 points.
I'm saying the Bills' defense was terrible. The offense was good. It was clicking. It was just that defense.
They only put up 19 points.
Doesn't matter. They was clicking. It was clicking on all cylinders. I don't like Miami. Okay, if you haven't noticed, I don't like the Bills, but I don't like Miami. I don't like any team from Florida. Okay, I'll throw it out there.
So who was heavily favored?
Bills was.
Which means they should have put up more points.
You're right. I mean,
they did.
You're right. You're right. I mean, they should have shook the Miami Dolphins. They should have won by at least 20 points, and they didn't do it. They should have definitely won by 20. But they didn't do it. They did not do it. And, yeah. But here's the thing. This week, I think Josh Allen's going to put up some huge numbers against him again this week. I think he's going to go out there and throw over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He's going to go out there and he's going to do awesome. Buffalo defense, they're going to go out there and they're going to try to show something. Like, hey, us losing was a mistake. We should have won that game. So I think that defense is going to step up too. I'm looking for more pressure on the quarterback.
Like I was saying, there's a first time for everything. And, speaking of first times, Baker Mayfield.
Oh, man.
If I'm correct.
But it was the Saints. I get it. It was his first W. It was the Saints. The Saints ain't the team that used to be without Drew Brees. It's the Saints. Anybody could beat the Saints. But listen, Baker Mayfield, I'll give you props. You actually won your first game as a Panther. I'll give you that. I'll give you your props. But that's it.
Here's what I want to know, Morgan, Mr. Stats. I want you to start getting stats for these upsets because, for this one reason. When I ask you, did Baker Mayfield win the game? You give me a stats, or did the defense win the game? You want
stats. You want to know who won the game. Is that what you're asking? You want to know if it was Baker Mayfield or if it was defense. I mean, technically, it has to be somebody because they won. I mean, it has to be somebody.
Did you watch the game?
Hell no, I didn't watch the game.
Okay.
Why would I watch that game? That's a terrible game.
Jameis Winston, the quarterback.
Yeah, he started. But okay, so Baker Mayfield did not do too good. He got sacked 3 times, 1 touchdown, 170 yards thrown for 12 out of 25. That's terrible. So
what did I say about Jameis Winston the last 2 years?
I mean, he didn't do too well either. I mean, interception twice,
Nah.
25 out of 41. Ooh, Jameson, like he's that same quarterback. Yeah, but he's that same quarterback that everybody's seen him in Tampa Bay. And make it worse. Alvin Kamara came back. What? And I know Carolina's defense is not that good to stop Kamara. Like, it's not that good. It's not.
I hear you.
Like,
but the score says a different story.
I mean, Chris McCaffrey went ham. He had 108 yards. He went off the wall. But
108 is not a lot. I mean,
it's good.
Yards.
It's good. I mean, 100 yards can get you a win. That means he did something for his team on offense.
Yeah. They controlled the line of scrimmage. Yeah, and the clock.
But here's my thing: them defensive backs and the Saints they kind of shut down those wide receivers. I mean, the only receiver he had 90 yards. That was it. Two catches, 2 targets. You know.
Well, okay. So you said Baker was sacked 3 times.
Sacked 3 times. Pressure 22.
I don't think there's any group of DBs that can stop receivers if there's no pressure on the quarterback.
Maybe that line did their job because the DBs, I mean, they did their job by stopping the receivers and stopping Baker Mayfield. So, throwing the ball over 200 yards. So I'm going to credit that line that the Saints have up front, right? I'm going to give them that. Now, my question is, can they do that this week? And
no.
we'll talk about that. We'll get that conversation later because we already know who they're playing against this week. But you know what shocked me the most out of all these upsets?
No, what?
The Broncos beating the 49ers. Jimmy G, how can you step to get a safety? How can you step out of bounds to get a safety in the end zone? Like, you know where you're supposed to be at. You're a quarterback. You get paid millions. You're supposed to watch your feet. What are you thinking? You was winning that whole game.
Morgan. Listen, this is not an anger management class, okay?
It irks me because, like, everybody's like, oh, Jimmy G is good. Jimmy G is good. Look what he did.
Okay, but how many games have you seen where that's happened to other quarterbacks and punters for that fact? They accidentally step on that line.
That's true. That is true. But those punters don't get talked about like Jimmy G has. Jimmy G has been up there like
he's a proven veteran. Yeah, he should know better. But I mean, it happened. It happened.
And for you guys to lose 11-10 though, Denver's defense is not that great. It's not. So that tells me that the 49ers offense isn't worth of being in the playoffs.
Well, even the score tells me that Denver's offense is not in sync either.
And you think it would be because you have a good receiver in Jerry Jeudy, and you have a good running back, right? But you got a great quarterback in Wilson. Look, again, if Denver
that team is turned inside out. The coaching staff.
Oh, definitely. But here's my take. I feel like if Denver didn't give up Noah Fant, he's going to be one of the best tight ends. I'm telling you right now, he's going to be the greatest tight end.
Noah Fant.
But if Denver didn't trade him, that was going to help out a lot. I mean, he's in Seattle, so with Geno Smith.
Do you watch football?
I love football.
Has there been teams that let star players get away from them because?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, sometimes it can't be helped.
Minnesota's one of those guys.
One player. Do you think did that happen before they acquired the quarterback?
No, he was part of that trade that went Wilson. Took Russell Wilson to Denver.
Yeah. So I mean,
dumb trade.
You can't You gotta give something to get something.
That's like starting Mitch Trubisky over a rookie quarterback. Speaking of that, I'm gonna jump in here. Holder, how do you like about those Browns smashing your Steelers?
I will give the Browns credit for the running game because Chubb is clearly the best back.
He's good. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's the best back out there in the league. I don't think so.
I think he is. I think he's better than your boy and with the Titans.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll give him that. But
I mean, and I like the running back. I like Taylor in Indianapolis.
I'm not a big Steelers fan, Holder. I'm not. But I think Harris is way better than Chubb. I think Harris is way better than Chubb's.
Well, Harris hasn't proved it yet. His offensive line hasn't given him the love.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. You say he hasn't proved it, but last year as a rookie, no offensive line, he ran over 1,000 yards. I think he's proved it.
Offensive line isn't blessing him like Chubb's
no,
line.
that's true.
So
but I think Harris proved it though.
Compare the two.
I think he's proved it.
Chubb clearly has a better offensive. I mean, look at Dallas.
We ain't gonna talk about Dallas. Dallas's line, I don't know what.
But
I don't like Elliott.
Pretty good offensive
I think Tony Pollard should start over Elliott. I'm saying that. I can't stand Elliott. I cannot stand that guy.
I agree. Let's stay on point.
But
Mitch Trubisky is not doing enough.
But Tomlin went on and said that he's going to keep Mitch Trubisky as a starter. I don't agree with that. I know I'm not Mike Tomlin. I know I'm not the Pittsburgh Steelers coach, nor am I the owner. But I feel like that the owner should speak up a little bit. Like, hey, no, we gave him chance after chance. Let's see what Kenny Pickett does. Let's see what he can do next game. If he does better than Mr. Trubisky, let's start him. And I feel like he's ready. I feel like Pickett is NFL ready.
I don't think anybody agrees with Tomlin's decision. I mean, Trubisky's only played 3 games. He's not impressive at all.
He wasn't that good in Chicago.
And I really think if they lose to the Jets, pull the plug on.
If they lose to the Jets, I'm not letting you down. I'm letting the whole year. I'm telling you about that.
I mean, is Tomlin willing to give up his winning seasons?
If I was Tomlin, I wouldn't want to risk my winning seasons. I mean, he's had a winning season since he's been a head coach. He's the only coach to do that, right? That's active, by the way. It's active. But
he's not a selfish coach.
No, he's not. But I really feel like he should go ahead, crack down that hammer, tell Mr. Trubisky, go ahead, sit to the back. Go ahead, buddy. I get it, you're a captain on this team, but I'm going to move you to the back of the bus, and I'm going to start this young quarterback right here. That's what I feel. I mean, Pickett needs to show people, hey, my hands might be small, but I can throw the ball. Right?
I think Pickett has everything. He has all the intangibles that he needs to be successful. I think that he can win a lot of these games with those weapons that they have. Come on, man. And you have Najee Harris coming out of the backfield that can run pass routes.
Right.
Pickett is mobile. Pickett is more accurate on the run.
And I get college is different from the NFL, but Pickett had some created college career. Like, come on now.
Clearly the better choice. I think everyone that watches football knows everybody knows what choice should be made. And
I mean,
right now it's not going to happen for either one game or till the bye, which will be too late. He'll have to win 7 of the last 9 games, I think.
I mean, y'all could have, Kirk Cousins. Even though, and I like this, Kirk Cousins. Now, even though Minnesota won, they won. I was sweating the whole time, but they won by 4. Y'all can have Kirk Cousins.
No, we're going to go on to that Minnesota game, barely squeaking by the. Did you say that the Lions weren't really that good?
Man, look, obviously we won. That's all that matters, right? Did you see the score? We didn't get smashed
I mean,
by the
what was
Browns.
Final score. And but you guys didn't score till the end of the game, basically.
You know what? Doesn't even matter. We won. 24-28. We won. Doesn't even matter. A win's a win. A loss is a loss. Y'all got smashed. We won.
You win ugly, you lose ugly. Either way.
But can you say that your team won? Can you say that?
I can say that.
You cannot say.
Jefferson,
You cannot say Pittsburgh won, but you can say Minnesota won.
I can say that they shut down Jefferson.
He's been shut down twice already this year. The second game in this last week's game, I don't know if teams are catching on to what to do to shut him down, but clearly, I mean, Minnesota has more wideouts than just Jefferson. I mean, we have Adam Thielen, we have KJ Osborne. I mean,
hold the presses, stop the presses. Didn't you do an injury report already?
We did,
and you didn't mention Cook.
Because Cook's day to day, he's not a big loss. He's not a big loss. And everybody knows what it's not like he's out for the year. He's just day to day. He's not a big loss right now because we know Cook's always hurt. We know that. But
you're saying he's out the next game?
When I looked last night, he was day to day. When I looked today, again, day to day. He's not ruled out yet. But again, not a big loss. I personally think that Alexander Mattison is a better running back on the Vikings than Cook. He's healthier. He's always healthy. He's quicker, and he's stronger. But I don't know. I mean, if it was me, I would trade Cook. And that's coming from me. That's coming from somebody who's actually a Minnesota fan, right? But I would trade him. I would trade Cook. Get rid of him. Right now, while I stand, you can get a first or a second round pick for Cook. Why not do that? Go out, trade Cook, get a quarterback in the draft.
You honestly think you can get a first round pick for Cook?
I'm not saying I'm not saying number one pick, but maybe a 20th or 15 at least.
I would God give you second round at best.
Ah, come on now.
He's never healthy.
Exactly, but still, if you put him on a team with a line that's better than the Vikings, I think he would stay healthy.
Well, let me ask you this. When we acquired Minkah Fitzpatrick and we gave up a first-round pick,
I talked a lot of shit.
Was Minkah hurt all the time?
That was his rookie year, wasn't it? I mean, if not, it was close to it. I mean, Fitzpatrick, I didn't think he was going to be that good. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think he was going to be that good. Because we talked about that. I was like, why would y'all give up a first-round pick to get this man? And he was like, oh, he's good. And I was like, no, he's not. And yes.
Shame on you.
Yes.
I remember.
Same thing about Harris. I was like,
he wasn't good because they had him playing in positions that weakened his skill set.
You're right.
When he came to us, he was roaming the field. Now, when the running game suffered, he had to move into the box. That's why he wasn't as productive last year. But we're gonna stay with Minnesota.
I mean,
who's next? Well, we'll talk about that.
So let's talk about these games. Coming up tomorrow. Miami and Cincinnati. Holder, I got one question. One question, buddy. What is on your mind when you pick the Bengals to beat Miami? The Bengals hasn't won a game this year. The offensive line is letting.
They haven't won a game?
They have not won a game this year.
So you're saying the Bengals are 0-3 right now?
Yes.
I don't think so, buddy.
I'm gonna double check my math.
The Bengals are 1-2.
Oh, the 1-2. My bad. Who they beat? Who they beat? I don't know who they beat. Doesn't even matter, Holder. Doesn't matter. But you had them really beating the Dolphins.
I do.
Oh, they beat the Jets. That's a nobody team. The Jets. Woo! They beat the Jets. Anybody can beat the Jets.
Cleveland didn't.
Okay. Again, when I say anybody, I didn't mean bum teams. Okay, I didn't mean that. But you really think that Joe Burrow's offensive line is going to hold up against a talented, better defense than the Jets?
We shall see come game day.
We should. I mean, I got Miami winning. And I'm gonna take that game. I'm gonna say that game's gonna be 21-0.
So you
Miami.
got Miami shutting down Jamar Chase.
Again, we put pressure on the quarterback. You don't need to shut down nobody. You bring in those offensive line on defense. You bring a defensive line in. It's gonna sack Joe Burrow at least 10 times.
He's gonna catch
He's not gonna throw the ball off. He's gonna get sacked 10
him.
times.
He's gonna catch him.
Oh, they're gonna catch him. That line let him get sacked so many times already this year, and it's unbelievable. Like you have this money man right here that took it to Super Bowl. By the way, it was a fake Super Bowl. By the way, because he didn't go to Super Bowl last year. Like people think it was a fluke. That was a fluke, right? But you got this man, moneymaker. You're like, oh, we're going to Super Bowl again this year. We're going this year again, right? But yet you let this man get sacked so many times. Like he's getting sacked like someone's stealing candy from a child. You know how easy it is to steal candy from a child?
I don't think they're Super Bowl bound again.
Oh,
That's not going to happen.
no, they're not going to the playoffs this year. Like they're not going to the playoffs. Again, Joe Burrow gets sacked. It's like taking candy from a baby. You know how easy it is to take candy from a baby? And no, I don't take candy from my kids. I love my kids. I don't take candy from them. But if I did, it would be easy. It's like sacking Joe Burrow. It's easy. I'm just saying it's easy.
Okay, what's the next game?
Man, the next game's going to be super early. I don't know if I'm going to be up for this. I might have to go to church. Minnesota and New Orleans, 9:30 in the morning. They're playing in London.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Minnesota guy. Of course, I got them winning. I got them winning. But Holder, what makes you think they're going to win?
Well, they're playing against Jameis Winston.
If you don't stop talking smack about this man, we know he's a bum. We know that. We know that.
Man. I think Alabama can beat New Orleans.
You said Alabama. I think that Appalachian State could beat New Orleans.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I went there.
New Orleans is clearly not the team they used to be.
No.
We knew that was going to happen when the Truth retired.
Oh yeah, I mean not just that, but when Sean Payton was like, "Hey, I'm done coaching the Saints," I was like, "Oh man, they're done. They are done." And you know what they should have done? They should have went out and got a drafted a quarterback like Pittsburgh did. Instead, they did not do that.
Well, they knew something we didn't know.
And you know what's crazy is they also had Teddy Bridgewater, but they didn't keep Teddy Bridgewater, but they kept this guy who clearly is not the best pick.
Well, Taysom Hill too.
They got Hill playing tight end.
Every down quarterback.
I know, but they got him playing tight end. Why, I have no idea. He's clearly better than Jameson, but I'm not the coach.
But he's not every down. I mean, he's good, but I mean, when you can use him in other places that may strengthen the offense, clearly they have to depend on their defense this year.
Oh, definitely. Man, that defense isn't up to par like it used to be either. Like, I hate to talk down on a team.
Still pressure. The secondary is not as great, but they can still put pressure on the quarterback.
I hate talking down on a team because I know they're trying to rebuild, but at the same time, it's fun because it's not my team I'm talking down about, right? So the Saints, man, I would trade everybody on that team, everybody on the Saints team to get new players. This is what the front office should do. Trade everybody, bring in new talent. Michael Thomas is always hurt. Kamara is just, he's a fighter. Like, once he hit that guy this year in the offseason, like I would at least let him go. I mean, that's what Kansas City did to Kareem Hunt. Like, let him go.
Morgan.
I just
the dead horse, man, and move on to the next.
I'm just saying. Cleveland and Atlanta. Holder, we both have Cleveland winning. I got Cleveland winning because Atlanta is not that great. But I'm surprised that you picked Atlanta. I'm surprised you picked Cleveland over Atlanta. Like, Cleveland's in Pittsburgh division. Like, that's their conference. That's the division. That's the rival game. Like, but you picked them beating Atlanta. Like, what made you pick Cleveland?
Morgan, I hope they lose, but I don't think it's going to happen, man. Come on.
You're right.
Chubb.
I mean, Atlanta. Who's what? The quarterback is
mainly because Baker's not there anymore.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that. Baker Mayfield is terrible. We know that. But Marcus Mariota, like, he's not. I thought he was going to do something in Atlanta, but he's not. He hasn't done nothing in Atlanta to make me feel like, oh, wow, he should be a starter. No. Go ahead and start Desmond. Go ahead. You drafted him for a reason. Go ahead and start him. It's not too late. So
I guess. But, the picks are made. We both picked Cleveland.
yeah,
But this next game, I'm surprised you didn't pick the Commanders, probably because Chase Young is still out.
man. You know what? I gave Washington 2 weeks. I got them winning 2 weeks. They nothing but lost, right? So I gave up on them. I gave up hope. I got Cowboys, and I can't believe I got them winning. Can't believe I picked the sorry Cowboys.
I don't know, man.
I like Rush though. I like Rush. I like Rush. I mean, I honestly think if Rush wins this game, I think Deck ain't gonna start no more. I think they're gonna trade him.
Well, I wouldn't be that drastic.
Oh, I am, because look, here's the thing.
If he wins the majority of his games, yeah, Dak could be in trouble.
Because here's the thing. Last year, Rush won, right? He won some games last year. This year, he's winning some big games. Not saying the Giants wasn't a big game. Giants was a big game. It was 2-0. But when you beat them in New York like that with a backup quarterback, man, my hands are up. Like, oh, this guy is for real. He's the real deal. Go ahead and sign him to another year. Don't trade him. Let him go. Go ahead and keep him. Right. That's what I'm thinking. Man.
The guy was good. I mean, I like Rush. He's good.
Oh, definitely. He's composed.
He changed the tempo of the game, and they buy into him. The players buy into him. So
Definitely. I mean, he's not a cancer. Let's put it that way. He's not a cancer. Man, this next game, we both got Detroit winning. You know what? I'm gonna listen to you. This is why I picked Detroit, because you said Detroit is good. Yes, they are good.
Team, I would not want to play.
They are. When
my playoff hopes were on the line, I would not want to play Detroit.
When I seen the Lions play against Minnesota, I said, Holder is not lying. This team is for real. This team is hungry. They want to win. And sure enough, and I got them winning this week. I got them beating Seattle. It's Seattle here. Seattle with Geno Smith at the helm. Anybody can beat Seattle. Anybody. Well, besides the Broncos. But anybody else could be Seattle.
I agree with you on that. I agree wholeheartedly. I give you that.
This
what
next
about the Tennessee game?
Here's one thing. I should pick Tennessee, but I did not pick Tennessee. I picked the Colts to beat Tennessee. Just because Tennessee won this past week, they didn't show me anything. They're still one-dimensional. They're still nothing but running. The Colts, they had to rely on more than just running this week. And I think that's what got my attention. That's what got me is like, the Colts are going to beat Tennessee. Because, again, you know what? Henry can run all he wants. He can run all you want. Because if that defense can stop those passing games, they're not going to win. They're not going to win.
Let me ask you this. Can Indianapolis' offensive line hold Bud Dupree?
Man, that's a scary question, because
Matt Ryan is kind of like a statue.
Because Taylor hasn't done too much this past 2 games. To answer your question, I'm gonna say yes, because I picked Indianapolis to win. So yes, I'm saying yes. If I didn't pick them to win, I would say no. But I'm saying yes because I got to win it.
Again, this is a divisional game.
That is true. And the Colts, I mean, both of them has to win, because they're both are 1-2. The Colts is 1-2, 1-1. So they both have to win, because if the Colts fail to lose, I think their playoff hopes is done. Same thing with Tennessee. So this is a must win for both teams. It's a must win. And they're playing in Indianapolis. So Colts should have home field advantage. They should. Not saying they will, but they should.
Okay. What about the next game?
Oh, man, Chicago and New York Giants. Look.
I'm shocked.
I have the Giants winning. I'm not a big New York team. I'm not. I got the Giants winning.
I'm
Just
shocked.
just because
When I saw your pick, I had to change my underwear.
you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that live.
I'm
Look,
shocked.
Chicago hasn't shown me anything. Justin Fields is still iffy. Montgomery, he's hurt, so he's not gonna play. He's out. He's out for this game. Uh, Again, I mean, the Giants has more weapons than Chicago does, even on defense. They got more to offer. I mean, do you really think Chicago's defense is going to stop Barkley? Do you really think that's going to happen? I'm going to say no. Dallas couldn't do.
Still has a lot to prove, and I think he'll play with a chip on his shoulder. But do you think Shepard not being there is going to affect this offense?
Yes and no. No, because again they have young receiving core. Yes, because you have to make sure those guys can catch and run routes, and we've seen this happen already this year with Aaron Rodgers yelling at his young receiving core, run the right routes, catch those passes. So yes and no. I believe that they can get it done though.
Well, riddle me this, Batman. Why do you have Jacksonville beating Philly?
Man, look, Philadelphia has made me mad this year about beating Minnesota. So I hope Philadelphia will lose every game this year. I don't care if they play against the Cleveland Browns. I'm picking Cleveland Browns over the Philadelphia Eagles.
So this is a grudge pick.
Yes, this is a grudge pick. I have some of those in my arsenal, by the way.
Is it that you have faith in the Jacksonville defense?
Honestly, I'm gonna say yes because the defense is pretty good. But again, this is a grudge because I know AJ Brown's gonna put some numbers. I know that Hurt is gonna hurt Jacksonville Jaguars. But back of my mind, I'm like, you know what? Jacksonville has something to prove too. Like they're the underdogs. Like they want to show people, like, hey, we can do this with the team that we have. We can win. We can play up to playoff caliber teams. Like this is us. I mean, look at Cincinnati last year. Cincinnati Bengals, they played like that. They played up to people's caliber. I mean, why can't Jacksonville do it this year? I guess we'll have to wait and see, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I mean, and this next pick is iffy because I'm like, man, like they haven't shown me nothing besides losing. I got the Steelers beating the Jets. Even with Mitch.
Oh my God, me too. Why did I do that?
Because you're a Steelers fan. But even with Mitch Trubisky, I got them beating the Jets.
I got the Steelers winning, but I hope they lose.
Why do you want to say that about your team? Why do you want them to lose? I know why. I'm gonna stop myself.
So we can unseat Mitch.
I already knew why.
Okay, every time he drops back to pass, what am I screaming? My gosh.
So let me ask you.
Pick six.
Well, let me ask you a question. When Trubisky steps back for a pass, do you cover your eyes up so you don't see the terrible mistakes he does? Six. You say pick six. This is the first time. Well, I'm gonna say not the first time. This is the only time that I heard you dog out the Steelers. You didn't dog them out last year with old fat Ben Roethlisberger, but
I'm dogging out the Steelers. I'm dogging out the quarterback.
But you want them to lose. That's dogging them out. That's like me saying I hope Minnesota loses the rest of the year. By the way, I don't hope they do.
They lose every game Trubisky plays.
Again, y'all can get Kirk Cousins. No, I don't want Mason Rudolph, and no, I don't want Trubisky either.
Would you please stop? Do you really think that Mitch Trubisky can keep up with Joe Flacco?
I'm going to say he's supposed to because he's younger, but hell no, he's not.
Flacco knows the Steelers' defense.
Yeah. I mean, he was in that division.
When did Trubisky play the Jets?
He hasn't.
That's what I'm saying. Flacco will win this game.
And that's Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco isn't the same Joe that he played for in the Baltimore Ravens uniform.
He's on a roll.
He is. Because he has something to prove. He wants to prove to people, like, I'm not a second string quarterback. I'm a starter. I should be back here benching, waiting for Zach Wilson to get hurt again. That's not me. This is my team. I'm doing this. That's like exactly what Cooper Rush is saying about Dak Prescott. I'm the man. This is my team now. Dak, go ahead, hit the bench. But off that subject, I have Buffalo beating Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's been on the road this year. He has. He's about to make some history of being the only player to have combined 48 touchdowns of rushing and passing together. That's not separate. It's together. But he's doing that because he wants a big contract. And I think this is why he's having the year. I'm going to say this once. Jackson, if you wanted to have that big contract, you should have been like this before this year. You should have done this when you had the MVP caliber, when they said you was going to win the Super Bowl. The year you won an MVP award. You're supposed to have been like that. You're supposed to have been like that last year. Why wait until your contract is up? I don't get it, Jackson. I don't.
I could say growing pains, but an NFL quarterback is supposed to be mature. His third season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not saying much about Mr. Trubisky, but yeah, you're supposed to be top tier. You're supposed to be.
Any quarterback should be mature their third season.
Look what Tua, look at Hurt. I mean, I get it. Hurt and Tua do have some good weapons. I get it, but Jackson has some good offensive weapons too. Can't say he hasn't.
He has a good tight end.
Oh, definitely. His line wasn't bad either. But here's my take on Jackson. I'm gonna stop picking on him after this. Here's my take. Lamar Jackson can show me that he's consistent. I'll take him in the Minnesota Viking in a heartbeat. But yeah, because you gotta think, when you're consistent and you can run, you're deadly. But when you're not consistent and can only run, you're hit a brick wall. That means you can only one-dimensional. You can't really throw the ball, but you can run. But if you can run and throw the ball, you're deadly. You're going to win some games. So, again, if Lamar Jackson can go in the offseason, get his mechanics down, get his rhythm going, right? And I'm not saying go out there and get a receiver to throw the ball to. No. Hook up with Kurt Warner. Hook up with Peyton Manning. Hook up with Eli Manning. Like, get with them. And I will take you on Minnesota. I'll sign them up.
Okay, McFly. What if the Chargers somehow lose to Houston?
Man, why do you keep on saying that? That's bringing bad luck. I'm not a Chargers fan, but I like the Chargers this year because of what they got. If they lose against Houston, I'm done. I'm not going to talk about Chargers no more. I'm done talking about the Chargers if they lose. If they lose against Houston, they're not going to playoffs, not going to Super Bowl. I'm done talking about the Chargers. Because Houston is a terrible team. That right there is going to be a big upset. One of the biggest upsets this year if Houston wins.
That would be the biggest upset, I think.
I mean, even with Bosa being down, you still have a good defense. And if you lose, oh man,
you're right.
Look, I'm not a Chargers fan, but if Chargers loses, I would rent the Cleveland Browns next game. Just saying.
Oh my God.
Just saying. Or better yet, listeners, subscribers. This is what I'm gonna do. If Minnesota and if the Chargers lose, so both of them lose, I would be a fan of your team for the rest of the year. Any team you want to choose, I'll be a fan of that team for the rest of the year. Can't talk no more smack.
That's a bandwagon move, man. Come on.
Look, again, if Minnesota and Chargers both lose, I cannot talk any more good things about the Vikings the rest of the year or the Chargers for the rest of the year. And it's not a bandwagon move. I said for the rest of the year. I didn't say I was going to do it next season. I said this year. So the Vikings and Chargers both lose. Both teams have to lose. I would go on your team to be a fan for the rest of the season. And I won't talk more smack. So if you're a Colts fan, I have to be a Colts fan for the rest of the year. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I can't talk smack about Mr. Trubisky.
You know what? I'm going to leave that there.
You know, I got Arizona. I got Arizona beating the Panthers, and I don't know why, because Arizona hasn't shown me nothing without D-Hop. That's not a team that can win without D-Hop. But I got because they're playing against Baker, who Mayfield, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, hey, he's on a roll right now.
He's won one game. How's that a roll? He's won one game. No, a row is winning 3 games or 2, not one game.
Hey, he's rolling the snowball. You know that can turn into an avalanche.
With Baker, come on now. He needs to stick with commercials. He needs to start selling insurance. Leave football alone. Go ahead and retire, Baker. You're not good. Just going to say that.
Arizona too. So we're both in the same boat.
I mean, I like Murray. I think Murray is a good quarterback. He's a hell of a quarterback. I just think Arizona is giving him nothing because they could have went out and got some good people this year. Instead, they gave him crap. I mean, Hollywood Brown is okay. He's not a 50-yard receiving or 100-yard receiver, but he's okay. He's a receiver that can catch the ball. He's a receiver that if you have to throw the ball to win the game, he can do that. But come on.
What? I have to go and do this taser class, right? And I have to get shot. But
what's it got to do with
stop more was this pick that you picked Green Bay, an NFC North team, to defeat New England.
Man, the reason why I picked Green Bay, Holder, let me tell you why. I despise New England, okay? First of all, the owner is a sex trafficker, okay? He sex traffic young girls. He's not in trouble. He's like a Deshaun Watson. You can do what you want, females. You can't get in trouble. That's stupid. That is the most redundant thing I've heard in my life. And they're cheaters. I can't stand a cheating team. They cheat. So, yes, I hope Green Bay whoops that ass.
Oh, my gosh. My children are listening. You know what?
Yeah, I cannot stand New England. Like, this is a team. If I had to be a team, I hope it's not New England because I don't like New England. So, man, if I got Vikings and Chargers, if you're listening, please win this week.
Right now, I got you in the courtroom on the stand, okay? And my question to you is, why did you pick Denver over the Raiders? And you were boasting the Raiders
Look,
before the season started.
So the reason why
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear, right-handed God, this is why I got Denver winning, okay? I got Denver winning because Las Vegas, and I hate saying Las Vegas because I know them as the Oakland Raiders. Las Vegas hasn't shown me nothing this year. I thought because they got Devontae Adams from the Green Bay Packers, and him and Carr being the duo in college and being best friends, I really thought that was going to be a team. I thought they was going to take the lead by the storm, but here we are, and it's not happening. So
I wonder why.
I think Russell Wilson will take Denver and destroy the Las Vegas Raiders. That score right there, and I don't do this much with certain teams, but Denver, I'm predicting Denver to win by 10.
Here's the logic I'm going to use, Mr. Stats. I'm saying I picked the Raiders because it's a divisional game.
It is.
And Russell Wilson has no experience with.
He might not have no experience, but he's a vet. He's a veteran quarterback. He's a veteran quarterback who's went to the Super Bowl twice, won one. He's
a rivalry.
It doesn't matter though. It does not. Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
How many times has he played? How many times has he faced Carr?
Look, he might not face Carr, but here's the thing: that defense the Las Vegas have is terrible. It's trash. It's like playing the 49ers all over again. I'm just saying. I mean,
it's not, the more we get into this list, the more hostile you become.
Let me tell you why. Because here it is, Holder. Here's what's what I gotta say, right?
Yeah.
I get hostile because I know certain teams should win, right? Like the Raiders should beat the Broncos, but I know it ain't gonna happen. Okay? I feel like you have this team over here that's superior, right? It's like it's like you put Babe Ruth and you put Babe Ruth on the same team.
You're changing sports on me.
Okay, I'll stop changing. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's like putting Jerry Rice on a team with Joe Montana. Expect it to win, right? But if you don't win, why should I pick you to win if you can't win?
I don't even know why I'm listening to this podcast because
You listen because you're on here. That's why you're listening.
your picks have truly given me diarrhea. Okay?
My picks. You picked Cincinnati to beat Miami. That is the worst pick ever.
Why did you pick Tampa Bay to beat Kansas City?
I got Kansas City beating Tampa Bay. What are you talking about?
Okay, so you are awake.
I am awake. I was about to cuss you out on live here, Holder. I was about to say, you understand I don't like Tom Brady. You understand I hate Tom Brady. I don't like the man. Again, he came from a team that cheats. And he came from a team that sex traffic women. Okay? To a team.
This is another grudge pick.
No,
Do you really think Kansas City is talented enough to beat Tampa Bay?
hell yeah. Like, yes, they are talented. Tampa Bay lost against Green Bay Packers, okay? Green Bay Packers is not that talent at all. Kansas City has more talent on that team than the Buccaneers does. Just saying. And here's the thing. Buccaneers, over the years, have shown me that they can be good and they can fall apart, right? And it's going to be one of those games that they're going to fall apart again, like they did against the Packers. And Tom Brady's a crybaby. I mean, if he gets sacked, he's going to cry about it. He's going to cry.
He is. And our viewers, our listeners and subscribers should know that you and I both do biased picks sometimes.
We do.
We don't like certain individuals.
We do. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I don't like certain teams. I'm going to make those certain teams not get my pick. Just saying.
We don't have to be politically correct on this show.
No, we don't. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Like, I get it. I know some viewers and some subscribers like Tom Brady, they like the Buccaneers. And I'm sorry. I don't like neither one. I don't like the Buccaneers, and I don't like Tom Brady's crying baby butt.
Is this the game that Evans is going to miss?
No, he missed last week, so he'll be back. He'll be back playing this week. But that doesn't matter. With Evans, without Evans, Buccaneers is not going to beat the Chiefs. And I know people's thinking right now. I know people's thinking the Chiefs lost against the Colts. Yes, they lost against the Colts, but look, Buccaneers are not the Colts. Buccaneers is not going to win.
No, I happen to be somewhat of a fan of Kansas City. I have a lot to prove.
I haven't liked Kansas City since they traded Tyreek Hill. When I let Hill go, I'm like, you know what, the Chiefs is going to be washed up. But you know what? Like you said, Holder, they got something to prove. They do. They got something to prove. They got a lot to prove. People like me that don't like the Chiefs because of what they did to Hill. So they're going to come out and they're going to try to win and go to the playoffs. Maybe the Super Bowl. I don't know. But they're going to try to win. They're going to do that. They're going to do that. Next.
How do you choose between Hill and Mahomes? They got to pay Mahomes.
Oh man, and you can't forget about Kelsey because you can't trade him either, right? Yeah, it's lost. Like you got three good guys, you can't trade. You have to pick one, right? Who would you pick?
I mean, it's bad enough that they lost Honey Badger.
Oh God, yeah. He plays. I'm sorry, he plays for New Orleans, and he shouldn't be there. But he wanted to go back to Louisiana. He has all that talent, and he took his talent to a high school football team. Just saying.
Okay. Look, man, I'm going to give you a Valium right now. We're going to talk about the Rams at San Francisco, which
I got the Rams winning. 49ers could have won that game, but they didn't show me nothing against the Broncos. So that's why I picked the Rams. The Rams is much talented, much harder than the Broncos. And I think Jimmy G's going to get hurt this game. I believe in my soul that the Rams going to win 21-3.
But wasn't it you, my little friend that's under 5 foot?
First of all, hold on, dinosaur. Ain't nobody about 5 foot. I am 5'4". Okay, I'm over 5 foot. They're Gramps.
Okay. Well, wasn't it you that now? Oh my goodness! Correct me if I'm wrong.
You must be getting tired.
That said they need to play Jimmy G instead of Lance.
I did say that. I did. I can't lie. I did say that. But look, here's the thing. Jimmy G is a veteran. When you did what you did last week against the Broncos, that shows me that you just retired. Just go ahead and hang him up. So you're done. That was a costly mistake that you shouldn't have done. That was a mistake that a rookie quarterback should have done, not a vet. So that you're a quarterback that wants us to the Super Bowl. You should have more brains to do things and not do what you did. I'm just saying. Here. I know I shouldn't talk bad about Jimmy G because he makes millions. But those millions, he's making.
Could have went either way, right?
It could.
It could have went either way. It could have been a lineman that held somebody, and that would have been a safety.
Still, but then I wouldn't blame Jimmy G. I would blame the line. But here we're at with that. Apples to oranges. It was Jimmy G that stepped out and got a safety. It wasn't a lineman getting a holding card. It was Jimmy G. His foot stepping out. That's it. I mean,
that's true. I was just giving you a what if.
I mean, that's like saying that the Browns didn't bust up Pittsburgh.
You went there.
I did go there, Holder. I did.
You went there.
I did. You got quiet on me. I did.
Yeah, I was trying to be, the smart one in this podcast, but clearly you're bucking for some kind of trouble.
All right, Holder. I'm gonna say this to you. When we get offline, I don't want you to go and cry into your covers because I talk bad about Pittsburgh. Okay, I don't want you to do that. So I'm sorry. I shouldn't talk bad about your team. Just don't cry.
I don't feel bad because Mitch Trubisky is playing. If it was Kenny Pickett and you were saying this, then it'd be another story.
I wouldn't say nothing bad because Pickett would have won. Just saying.
Anyway.
So
another podcast has come to an end. And let our listeners and subscribers know what they can do if they have questions or comments for us.
Again, the Vikings and Chargers lose. If they lose, they both have to lose. I would like anybody's team for the rest of the season. It has to be one team. Can't be 5 teams. It has to be one team. With that being said, hit the like, subscribe, comment, and don't let fourth down get you.
And don't make me stub my toe on the couch or something, okay? My folks, my people that believe that chemistry and talent wins football games.
Stats.
Stay penalty free. And we're